Hey everyone, it's Melanie Benson Strick here, America's leading authority on optimum performance and founder of the MoneyDNA program. And I have here today, all the way from Barcelona, Spain, Dr. Michelle Nielson, who is a wellness expert. She's been a chiropractor for, I think you said, over 20 years, and speaks all over the world on things like meditation and manifestation and really our ability to spiritually make ourselves over. So welcome, Michelle.
Whoa, buenas noches. It's a pleasure to be here this evening.
I love it when you throw some Spanish in there. It's so cool. And you're actually originally from Canada, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
So,
great. I love this multinational, multicultural way that we're all connecting these days. So, thank you so much for coming today and sharing with us about your breakthrough around your business and around really, as we were talking, the way you think. And if it's okay with you, I'd like to start by painting a picture of where you were before you started the Money DNA program.
okay, that's fine. I have to just warn everybody. It's a bit of an ugly picture. Uh, I've always been very ambitious and a go-getter, and if I could just put in quotation marks, successful female. It's like, wow, Michelle, how does she do it all? Mother, business, and everything. But on the inside, the truth was, I was just this busy addict who was actually going crazy,
Mm.
and I hit this massive wall, had a massive breakdown, and took a break basically from life for a while. And then I wanted to come back to my projects and to somehow create some sense of financial independence, success, but not do it in this crazy superwoman model that had led to this breakdown. And so, fortunately, yes. So the picture was basically this crazy woman that you could barely have a conversation with because I was either making a to-do list or looking at my watch or running off to some other appointment. And I knew I didn't want to go back to that place, but I knew I still wanted to achieve things in business and my finances. And so I started back slowly with, I was in my original business and another project. And then luckily I found an email one day about this Money DNA course. And it was quite funny because a few months earlier I had said to my husband, I wish somebody would actually make a course on how to change your programming around money. And this email came into my box and I read it and I thought, okay, that makes sense. And I thought it was quite reasonably priced and I signed up for it. And so I had some big breakthroughs, but the picture of that before was just this woman who was just so determined to get ahead, who was trying to manage home and family and husband and health and my business, and just busy, 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 busy all the time, and basically standing still and not really going anywhere. And I was sick of it.
That's a really vivid picture. And I just want to mention, I know we have a little bit of line on the, or a little bit of static on the line, and that's sometimes what happens when we have international connections. So just bear with us a little bit. But one of the things that I hear so many people say is that one of the most painful parts of their business or running their business and trying to manage it all is that feeling like you're on this treadmill and you can't get off. And, even though you're moving all the time and there's a lot of effort, there isn't a lot of traction. And it sounds like that was a really not only painful but really destructive phase for you before you started. And so you found Money DNA, and I'm really glad you did. It's just been such a pleasure to have you go through this program. But what really is exciting for me is watching you put the strategies and the techniques into action. And I was wondering if you would share just a couple of what's been really powerful for you that you learned in Money DNA that you found really worked for you.
Well, one thing that really hit me, and I don't know if it was something you said or one of your emails, but it was that finding the next level of success is more about what you're about stopping doing things. So it's more about taking things away than adding new things. And my programming previously had been to do more. It's like, if I can just do that one more course or learn that one more skill, or I just have to get more power there. Or if I could just, make one more contact, it was all going to take off for me. And that really struck me, that concept. So putting together that concept was also the idea of leveraging. So it was about doing less, but doing things that actually were going to pay off and thinking things through. So I had a massive dumping process in which I just ruthlessly looked at all the activities and what I was involved in, what I was saying yes to, what I was spending my time in, and I just got out the machete and I just got rid of so much stuff. And that freed up my time for lifestyle, for health, for meditation, for family, and I just trimmed things down to much fewer activities. But then those particular activities, because they were so well thought out, were things that were more leveraged. So just to give us a short example, would be like, instead of like obsessively blogging and sending out these newsletters and trying to build my list and doing SEO and all this sort of building my list one-on-one, I ended up getting offered, I worked towards getting accepted as a writer for a website that has almost 3 million visits a month. So now I write one article and I'm more than happy to spend the time on it and to review it, because before I was just rushing everything and to do it really, really well. And now I publish an article on their website and it gets 10,000 views. And then I build my list by, a few hundred people. And so rather than building it by one at a time over 200, which was driving me crazy before. So just that would be, for example, that would be one example of how I just use my time so much better now.
That's really huge for a lot of people. Is it's literally you rewired your brain to, instead of trying to do more, you really got, and the breakthrough was, if I do less, more effectively and more powerfully, I can get 10 times the results with less effort. Do you think there was like a particular moment in MoneyDNA, or was it like a belief breakthrough, or was it one of the strategies that you learned that helped you really see that, do you think?
Well, probably the belief breakthrough. Again, it wasn't a moment, because I had so much head trash to clear out that I wish I cleared it out on the moment, but I became aware of a belief system of, the working hard to get ahead. That was such a big value in my family. And because both of my parents had struggled and my grandparents were immigrants, and they basically homesteaded in Canada. And so this thing of getting ahead was like, there's so much high value of getting ahead. So I think I almost felt guilty if things came too easily, if I was. So it was like this, there was a shame that was being lazy. So I spent that belief, I unveiled that belief through MoneyDNA, and then I spent quite a lot of time shedding that belief through the morning work and the mastery work, and affirmations. So MoneyDNA helped me to unveil the negative belief, and then with the processes, I was able to reprogram the new belief.
That's really powerful. I'm getting the chills just listening to you, because I know how many people struggle with this. And, those old programs of work more, work harder, don't get ahead of the other people. If it's not hard work, it's not worth it, or you're cheating the system. It's just, this breakthrough is, what was that?
Or that you have to justify it.
Yeah.
I felt like when I had great successes, because when I do have, really good successes in my traditional business, my chiropractic business, it was almost like I felt guilty, like I had to justify it. And then I would hear myself in these conversations going, oh yeah, well, you don't know how hard that was, or yeah, but you wouldn't believe what happened and how I got, I had to go through this tax drama, or I used to give my staff these ridiculous bonuses, or just feeling like I had to either give it away or justify it. And now I'm like, yeah, I deserve it, and I work smarter, not harder. Thank you.
Well, you shared with me earlier a couple of the really powerful breakthroughs that you had and what your situation's like now. And I know one of the things that I'm really excited that you did is you guys took a pretty long summer vacation this year and you've got a few trips that you've been going on. So applause, good for you. But there's actually some more practical things that have been happening. Share with us a little bit about what it's like for you now that you've had this breakthrough and how it's affecting your business.
Well, I mean, I think the biggest thing in the business is like I said, I'm definitely working half the amount, and I'm having at least this same or 10% or 20% increase, or 10 to 15% increase. And I know that probably doesn't sound a lot, but you have to understand that we're in the middle of this major financial crisis in Spain, and we actually have a thriving business at the moment. And like I said, it's gone up at least 10%, and that's with me working half of the amount. And I've managed to get over this idea of I have to be there all the time, or something's going to go wrong, or the world's going to end. And so, yeah, we're taking a nice long break. I just got back. I was away in North America for 2 weeks, and now I'm here working for 3 weeks, and then we're away in Greece for 5 weeks. So
Wow, I'm so excited for you. It's going to be fantastic. And I got to say, I'm so moved by the fact that you can take this time away now confidently knowing that your business is going to continue to thrive. And, you've just created so much space for even the next level of Dr. Michelle and, the next level of what you want to manifest. It's going to be even more powerful because you can do it with more grace and more effortlessness and not feeling like you have to push and force and work yourself to the bone to get there.
Yeah, and I have to say that all this is happening whilst, or with the extra time that's freed up. I actually have there's my traditional business, which is kind of requires me to be there in a physical place, physical time. And with the new thinking, it's really helped to strategize my new project that's been bubbling. I've been working away at it for the last 5 years, but now I'm able to work at it in a much more relaxed way. And it's an internet app-based project that I'm really confident will take me to the next level. And I just feel really pleased that I've been able to continue to work on that project and work on that dream, but without the crazy woman forcing it attitude. It's moving forward, and and things are going very well with it, and I'm able to maintain my own business whilst having a lifestyle and without being crazy mom, crazy wife.
So I love this. It's so powerful. And I as we wrap up, I'm wondering if you wouldn't mind sharing some advice for someone who maybe can relate to your situation. They're a busy addict. They've got a million plates spinning, and maybe even have hit that wall like you did and feel like I got to walk away or something massive has to change because I can't keep going like this. Like, what advice would you give them to turn things around and have a breakthrough similar to yours?
Well, I think there's so many people that can relate, because I've often heard it said that for the modern day woman, the dream of having it all has turned into to the nightmare of doing it all, basically.
That's a great quote.
Yeah, and I think it is sad, because I think so many women that have a lot to share professionally or have their unique talent to express to the world end up throwing in the towel just because it's just too hard. I'll either go crazy doing that, or I'll just not do anything at all. And so I think the advice, well, I would definitely invest in the MoneyDNA course, and definitely do all the homework, because it only works if you actually do the homework and do the work. And I would just my advice would be to don't give up on your dream, and to just find a different way of doing things by having a coach, enrolling in the course, and getting a third-party perspective. Because I know it's kind of cliche that insanity is when you keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And I think so many of us just get stuck in that busy driver mode, and then we just keep getting busier trying to get out of it, and then that drives you even more crazy. So sometimes you do just need to like push the pause button, throw your hands in the air, and say, okay, I need help, and reach out and find a role model that resonates with what you want, and invest in getting the help rather than trying to figure it out for yourself.
Well said. So Dr. Michelle Nielson, you can find her at mastermanifestors.com. Thank you so much for being here today. And if you're ready for a breakthrough similar to Michelle, I highly recommend you check out our free training, How to Recode Your Money DNA for Automatic Success. You can find it at the link below here, money-dna.com/recode. And follow Michelle's advice. Do what she does. This is the key to having big breakthroughs in life, is do what other people have already done successfully, follow their footsteps. And Michelle, I think you painted a really powerful, and I think it's easily replicatable path that people can follow. Do the Money DNA process, do the work, shift the inner game, create a whole new mindset for what success means and how you get there. So Michelle, thank you so much for being here. Big applause for your breakthrough.
Okay, thanks, Melanie.